Chapter 11. Fire Eater sneezes and forgives Pinocchio, who saves his friend Arlequin from death. In the theater, great excitement reigns. Fire Eater, this is really his name, is very ugly, but he's far from being as bad as he looks. Proof of this is that when he sees the poor marionette being brought in to him, struggling with fear and crying, "I don't want to die, I don't want to die," he feels sorry for him and begins first to waver and then to weaken. Finally, he can't control himself no longer and gives a loud sneeze. At that sneeze, Arlequin, who until then has been as sad as a weeping willow, smiles happily and leaning toward the marionette whispers to him, "Good news, brother mine. Fire Eater has sneezed, and this is a sign that he feels sorry for you. You are saved. For be it known that while other people, when sad and sorrowful, weep and wipe their eyes, Fire Eater, on the other hand, has the strange habit of sneezing each time he feels unhappy. The way is just as good as any other to show the kindness of his heart." New words from this page. To sneeze זה להתעטש, זה אפצ'י. To forgive זה לסלוח. To rhyme זה למשול, לשלוט. Proof זה הוכחה. To waver זה להסס. To weaken זה להיחלש. A sneeze זה התעטשות. זאת אומרת, to sneeze זה גם פועל וגם שם עצם. To sneeze זה להתעטש ו-a sneeze זה התעטשות. Willow זה ערבה. To whisper זה ללחוש. To weep זה לבכות. To wipe זה לנגב. Habit זה הרגל. After sneezing, Fire Eater, ugly as ever, cries to Pinocchio, "Stop crying! Your wails give me a funny feeling down here in my stomach." And itche, itche, two loud sneezes finish his speech. "God bless you," says Pinocchio. "Thanks." "Are your father and mother still living?" demands Fire Eater. "My father, yes. My mother, I have never known. Your poor father would suffer terribly if I were to use you as firewood. Poor old man, I feel sorry for him. Itche, itche." Three more sneezes sound, louder than ever. "God bless you," says Pinocchio. "Thanks. However, I ought to be sorry for myself too just now. My good dinner is spoiled. I have no more wood for the fire, and the lamb is only half cooked. Never mind. In your place I'll burn some other marionette. Hey there, officers." After all, at the call, two wooden officers appear, long and thin as a yard of rope, with queer hats on their heads and swords in their hands. New words from this page. Wail זה יללה, יבבה. To demand זה לבקש. To suffer זה לסבול, להתייסר. Firewood זה עצי הסקה. To sound זה להשמיע. אות זה להיות צריך, להיות חייב. To spoil זה לקלקל. To burn זה לשרוף. Wooden זה עצי, מעוצה. To appear זה להופיע. A yard זה מידת אורך. Rope זה חבל. Queer זה מוזר. Sword זה חרב. Fire Eater yells at them in a hoarse voice, "Take Arlequin, tie him, and throw him on the fire. I want my lamb well done." Think how poor Arlequin feels. He is so scared that his legs double up under him and he falls to the floor. Pinocchio, at that heartbreaking sight, throws himself at the feet of Fire Eater and weeping bitterly asks in a pitiful voice, which could scarcely be heard, "Have pity, I beg of you, signore." "There are no signori here. Have pity, kind sir. There are no sirs here." New words from this page. To yell זה לצעוק. Horse זה לצרוד. To tie זה לקשור. Lamb זה טלה. Scared זה מבוהל. To double up זה להתקפל. To fall זה ליפול, להתמוטט. Sight זה מראה. Bitter זה מר, מריר. Pitiful זה מעורר חמלה. Scarcely זה בקושי. Pity זה רחמים. To beg זה להתחנן. Kind זה טוב לב. Sir זה אדון. heartbreaking, shover lev. Have pity, Your Excellency. On hearing himself addressed as Your Excellency, the director of the marionette theater sits up, very straight in his chair, strokes his long beard, and becoming suddenly kind and compassionate, smiles proudly as he says to Pinocchio, "Well, what do you want from me now, marionette? I beg for mercy for my poor friend Harlequin, who has never done the least harm in his life." "There is no mercy here, Pinocchio. I have spared you. Harlequin must burn in your place. I'm hungry, and my dinner must be cooked." "In that case," says Pinocchio proudly, as he stands up and flings away his cap of dough, "in that case my duty is clear. Come, officers, tie me up and throw me on those flames." "No, it is not fair, poor Harlequin, the best friend that I have in the world, to die in my place." These brave words, said in a piercing voice, make all the other marionettes cry. Even the officers, who are made of wood also, cry like two babies. New words from this page. Excellency, זה הוד מעלתו. To stroke, זה ללטף. Beard, זה זקן. Mercy, זה רחמים, חמלה. Harm, נזק, פגיעה. To spare, זה לחוס, לחמול. To fling, זה לזרוק, להטיל. Dow, זה בצק, עיסה. To throw, זה לזרוק. Flame, זה להבה. Brave, זה אמיץ. Piercing, זה נוקף, חודר. Compassionate, זה רחום. Duty, זה חובה. Officer, זה קצין. Even, זה אפילו. And the last page from this chapter. Fire Eater at first remains hard and cold as a piece of ice. But then, little by little, he softens and begins to sneeze. And after 4 or 5 sneezes, he opens wide his arms and says to Pinocchio, "You are a brave boy. Come to my arms and kiss me." Pinocchio runs to him and, scurrying like a squirrel up the long black beard, he gives Fire Eater a loving kiss on the tip of his nose. "Has pardon been granted to me?" asks poor Harlequin with a voice that is hardly a breath. "Pardon is yours," answers Fire Eater, and sighing and wagging his head, he adds, "Well, tonight I shall have to eat my lamb only half cooked. But beware the next time, marionettes." At the news that pardon has been given, the marionettes run to the stage, and turning on all the lights, they dance and sing till dawn. New words from this page. To remain, זה להישאר. Ice, קרח. To soften, זה לרכך. To scurry, זה למהר. Squirrel, זה סנאי. Tip, זה קצה. Pardon, זה חנינה. To grant pardon, זה להעניק חנינה. Breath, זה נשימה. To wag, זה לקשקש. To move from side to side, כן? לזוז מצד לצד. To add, זה להוסיף. Tonight, זה היום בערב. Half cooked, זה חצי מבושל. Beware, זה להיזהר. Stage, זה במה. Dawn, זה שחר, זריחה. And this is page 11, and the new words from this page translated into Hebrew. And we're going to do the next chapter, chapter 12.